Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Let's talk about the Steelers. For everybody, if this is your first time watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the channel, subscribe to the video, and leave a comment down below. Tell us what your predictions are for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. Steelers were 10-7 last year, and believe it or not, they won the division. That was like when I was doing my research, I'm like, oh yeah, they won the division last year. I totally
Thanks,
forgot.
Ryan, for that.
In your
Tyler
gut.
Lockett's field goal.
Okay, let's go to our favorite moves. Let's start with Ryan on this one. What was your favorite move?
I've always really liked Michael Pittman. Uh, he's a guy that in his career he averages 87 catches a year. Now listen to these quarterbacks he's played with: Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Gardner Minshew, Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones. So if he can average 87 catches a year with those guys, I feel like he can go over that with Rodgers and be a good like possession guy for them.
Yeah, I really like that move too for them. Travis?
Yeah, I had the same thing because I
Yeah.
always thought Pittman Jr. was a solid choice for wide receiver for them. So sorry I didn't have anything more to add. I didn't know Ryan was going to take my Pittman.
Yeah, he does that. I added a couple more. Jamal Dean, I thought was a good signing. Asante Samuel Jr., good flyer. He was cheap, so it's not that big of a deal. And then Rico Dowell, I think that was like you. This is how you handle the running back position teams. You just get like a solid running back that could average 1,000 yards, and you don't need to overpay for him. So Rico Dowell, I liked. Okay, least favorite move. Let's start with Travis.
I guess I didn't really look too much into it, but I know Tomlin left, but I don't know if they tried to keep him or if it was a mutual. I don't know if either of you have insight on it,
I think
but
they reported as like a mutual thing. 'Cause
okay.
I think his contract was just up. I'll check on it though.
Because I guess who would you rather have, Tomlin or McCarthy as your head coach? Because McCarthy is not an upgrade.
It's funny because I have that down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, step down voluntarily. So that's how it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, maybe he had something going on. We don't know about it, which is fine, but I would have done more to try to keep him for another year or two. And then, if they do have a plan to rebuild soon, then Tomlin can leave then. But that was just my thought process for that.
Well, you knew Tomlin was going to go 500 above basically 500 every year above 500, so it kind of stinks that you lost him. But like losing him and going with Mike McCarthy, I've never been a fan of Mike McCarthy. So he went from Aaron Rodgers to Dak Prescott with CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, and now he's going to have an older Aaron Rodgers. We'll see how it goes, but I'm not too fond of Mike McCarthy, so I'm with you on that, Travis.
Did he have 2 years at Dallas?
I
I
think
forget.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm over the league giving ex coaches chances constantly. It's like get some new blood in there that can do something different because really, what are the Steelers expecting from McCarthy this year?
Him and Rodgers to bring the band back together. I'm surprised they didn't call up Randall Cobb and just be like, "Hey, what you doing, man?"
Jordy
Greg
Nelson
Jennings,
gonna
yeah.
come back.
Michael, Jermichael Finley, you still? How's that?
Yeah,
How's that back doing?
yeah.
Ryan, what about you? What was your least favorite move that they made?
Yeah, mine's similar. I think it's you kind of alluded to it. The hitching their wagon to Rodgers and McCarthy, this kind of combination of those two. I don't I don't think it gets you anywhere further than you already where you already were. And you could have took a shot maybe on a Malik Willis like Miami got or maybe someone younger that just like, hey, let's see what we can do this year if we're not contenders. But you just decide to recycle it back with Rodgers and be like, hey, to make sure we get Rodgers back, let's hire McCarthy for 1 year. It doesn't really make sense to me, like in the long term. It was very like short term, like let's go for it this year and McCarthy's our guy so we can make sure Rodgers comes back. because Rodgers already said that's why he's back.
Which is funny because it seemed like at the end of his run in Green Bay, he was tired of McCarthy, right? So that
Yeah.
kind of um and then they brought in LaFleur for Rodgers. But it kind of reminds me a little, not to the same extent, but when the Raiders went out and got Pete Carroll and Geno Smith and like, hey, it worked in Seattle, let's bring it over here. Now I think the Steelers will be better than the Raiders, but just saying, it kind of reminds you of that a little bit.
I will say I think McCarthy will improve their offense, but when you have Matt Canada and Art Smith like as your OCs the last several years, pretty much anybody's an improvement on that because he had good offenses in Dallas. They'd go 12-5 every year, but then they'd choke out in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I think Prescott was a better quarterback than Rodgers is right now, right? Like, and then you'd probably take Lamb and Pickens over over Metcalf and Pittman right now, but I don't know. I guess the talent for him is a little higher, I guess. What do you think Rodgers is better than Prescott, Travis?
I would still take Rodgers over Prescott any day.
Girl, I can't believe that. Whatever. I don't
Rodgers
know.
holds a special place in my heart, even though he's crazy.
Okay.
So if you're listening, Aaron, call me.
Okay, let's go to our green flags. Let's start with Ryan on this one. What's your green flag going into the season for the Steelers?
I think for me, it's kind of what we talk about the Steelers every year is their floor. I think they're always gonna at least get you 9 wins because you know who you have. You have guys like Watt and Hayward, on defense, Jalen Ramsey. You got veterans on offense, so it's like they're always gonna at least have a good floor, but their ceiling is never super high.
So
So
like
I don't know if that's a green flag, but
it's like a green slash red
not gonna
flag.
be like 5-12 or something.
That's fair. What about you, Travis?
Yeah, green flag is play around your defense and then let hopefully Rodgers can still finish a game. Uh, if you need a clutch drive down the at the end, if your defense got to stop. So that'd be my green flag is just keep playing around your defense.
Yeah, I had that down too. They hired Patrick Graham, so I'm kind of interested to see what he does. I know he was in Las Vegas for the last couple of years, but their roster has always been like, eh. So it's hard to blame him for all the problems. Now he gets like a proven good like roster on that defensive side of the ball. So I'm interested to see what he does. And then the skill position players for the Steelers, I think, is something to look forward to because last year it was either Metcalf. I think they tried Scotty Miller last year, right? Like they had Miller at one point. So now you have Dowell, Pippen, uh, Pat Fryermuth, and Metcalf, and I think that's like a good kind of skill position group that might allow you to be a better offense. Yeah. Okay. Red flag. Let's go to our red flags here. Travis, Travis, right? Am I on Travis? Let's see. Ryan, Travis, Ryan. Yeah, Travis, what's your biggest red flag?
I guess it's not really even focusing on this year, but it's what are you doing after this year? This year has ended. Is it over with Rodgers? You're moving on, I'm assuming. So this is kind of another all-in type of year for them. Otherwise, they're kind of in need of quarterback mode. So
It's like they're an all-in year with not like an all-in roster. That's
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
funny part of it. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. I think they did draft like that Will Howard, right? Is that the guy they drafted 2 years
Drew,
ago?
yeah,
And then Drew
Yeah, Drew
Aller?
Aller
Aller.
from Penn
Yeah.
State.
Yeah,
yeah.
so they got those two guys, so maybe one of them will hit behind Rodgers. Then maybe that's what they're planning on doing. But anyway, yeah, that's not a bad one, Travis. What about you, Ryan?
Red flag for me is they didn't have explosive plays on offense last year, and Pittman's not really an explosive guy. So you're counting on Metcalf to do more than like 59 catches and 6 touchdowns that he had last year. You're paying him to be, you know, one of the top ones in the league. And so I don't know that they're going to really improve how explosive they are in offense. They only threw for 202 yards a game last year, which was near the bottom. And so I don't, in their running game, it might be decent with Dowdle, but if you don't have a top run game and then your passing game's not explosive, it could be a lot of slow plodding drives that kind of fizzle out. So we'll see.
Yeah, like 17-6. You're going to have to win games like 17-16, because, out of like 9 possessions, you score 3 times and your defense just has to hold. Yeah. Um, which goes kind of to my red flag is I'm with like Travis on Rodgers. I think he's been a great quarterback. I think he'll be fine this year, and I'm looking forward to see what he'll do on his weapons. But like the fact he's the third best quarterback in this division, and it's mainly by default because the Browns, they have what they have. But I just, again, this team is trying to win a Super Bowl, and I don't know if Rodgers is going to be able to do that. So he's kind of a red flag for me because I just think he's very limited. I really thought he should go to like a team like Minnesota who had a dome, like because, it would allow his arm strength and stuff would last longer throughout the year in a dome versus playing in Pittsburgh. Anyway. Okay.
Well, he could play for a few more years then, Ryan, when he gets
Yeah.
cut after this year.
I think the only reason why he didn't go to the Vikings is he didn't want to have the Favre comparisons.
Yeah.
Like he went to the Jets and in the end up at the Vikings. Like, no, that's too similar. Okay, fantasy football go to Ryan.
Man, this is a tough one. Will Rodgers resurrect Robert Tonyan? I was like, Tunyon is on the Steelers. That's awesome. I would go with the running backs is going to be a timeshare, so that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Metcalf just because Rodgers, when he has a top receiver, just likes to, like with Adams, he'll just give him a ton of targets. So I'm going to say Metcalf.
Okay, Metcalf's a safe one. What about you, Travis?
Metcalf helped me win our league last year, Ryan. Who won that one? I forgot. Was it me?
Yeah, ours. I'll bring you your trophy. I'm sure Alethea will like it if you put it on the table. So,
Yeah, there you
go. Okay.
Mine is Chris Boswell because I don't foresee a ton of touchdowns, and it's going to be all about our kicker this year. So
That's actually a good one. I like that one because they probably will settle for field goals. Yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna say Jeremy Bernard I've heard some good things out of camp from him, like on Twitter. I think he'll end up being like their slot guy. And I could see like him being like the 4-yard slant. Rodgers doesn't want to get hit getting rid of the ball quick a ton. So I'm gonna say like a deep dive, just grab him and stash him.
Yeah, he was good at Alabama, so I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, let's predict the Steelers. Their over under fittingly is 8.5 because why wouldn't it be for the Steelers? So let's see. Travis, give me your prediction here.
I have something written down, but I'm going to go the opposite since Tomlin is not there. And I'm going to go 8-9 with them not going over 500 this year.
Okay, I like it. Ryan?
I'm gonna go 9-8, but I want you to listen to why. When you win the division, like you said, thanks for reminding me that, you get the, tougher schedule. So weeks 10 through 15, they go at Cincinnati, at Philadelphia, Denver, Houston, at Jacksonville, and then Baltimore. Like if you win 2 out of those 6 games, like that is a tough stretch late in the season for an older team.
Yeah, I like that. That's breaking down the schedule right there, Ryan. Yeah, I have 8 and 9 as well, Travis. I put Mike Tomlin effect. That's what I put. Yeah. This is gonna prove that Mike Tomlin cannot go below 500 in the NFL, and it was only him keeping the Steelers above 500. So I went 8 and 9. Anything else on the Steelers, guys? No? Okay. For everybody watching, like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments down below. Predictions for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.